Is it ready? There's no video.
Go.
It doesn't show us. It doesn't show us what we're doing.
You.
Okay, go ahead.
All right, this is Dr. Bonnie.
And this is Caleb. And this is Michael on the keyboards. I guess he's not gonna say anything.
He could have at least typed it in.
I know he could have said something.
We are trying to do a very lighthearted, very impromptu demonstration of our use of Camtasia for the Mac as we create a video and audio clip for this little short course I'm taking. And we hope, if all goes well, we will be able to show a little bit of what we're going to be doing in the course, and that depends on how well my technology people do here that are helping me with this. So we're ready to get started. The course that we're trying to put online is CSEE 102, which is a course in web page design. And our goal is that we will have somebody telling a student what to do, and then Michael will actually be keying that in while the verbal explanation is being given. So we're going to give this a try and see how this works. Is everybody ready to go?
So all we're doing is like a short tutorial, kind of like we've been doing.
Yeah, just
so
like we've been
unscripted.
doing. And we're just doing this without any script. We're just doing this off the cuff. We'll see how this works. We're really just trying to demo our use of a Mac and some of the stuff that we're going to be doing in there. So this is not an official class. So here we go.
And Michael is on the Mac, so he won't be using Notepad like most Mac people use. He'll be using what's called Text Wrangle. I don't know if you can see at the very top there, but it's basically the same. The code's the same. It's just a little different. As Michael so elegantly put right there. All right, so I guess what we're going to first thing talk about is HTML. How to make a tag.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Michael, create us an HTML tag. I guess as you can see right there, an HTML tag is a less than sign, and then HTML, and the greater than sign. And that's basically a tag. And pretty much when you make those, you have to make a beginning one and an end one.
And what does HTML tag tell the computer?
But this is a web page, and that it can be opened in certain areas of browsers.
And we're using HTML code, so hopefully the computer understands it.
Everything works out.
What's the next tag we're going to put in there, Phil?
Head and title, I guess.
Michael's over there whispering title.
I think it's the head, isn't it?
It's head then title.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll do the head tag next. All right, so then we're gonna
do the title tag next.
Yeah, title tag. No, title say title tag. All right, so we're gonna put as our title, Dr. Bohanic's tutorial. What's even worse is we can't see ourselves. We can't tell how silly we look.
Yeah, we can't tell whether we're really looking like a bunch of idiots in here or not.
I know.
Now, what about this title thing? Now, is that going to show up when I run my web page, or is that just some internal thing that's there for me to look at when I'm looking at the code, or what is this title thing? Is that like the title that will appear at the top of the page?
I think it like names the whole web page, doesn't it?
This is the title that will appear at the top of the screen. Like, see up here it says untitled.txt. This is where this will show up. It will show up as Dr. Bohanic's tutorial ad libbed.
And a lot of students mistake this when you say a document to put a title at the top of your page. They mistake this title for the title at the top of the page. That's a very common error there. So now we got the title in there, and we've done what we call the untitled. You notice the slash and then the inside the tag, that means end whatever it is we were doing.
As in the head and then the title and all that stuff, how they all have to end. If they don't end, it won't work.
Yeah. And now we're ready to go on to, what's the next tag we're going to put in here?
Body?
Body's a good one.
Body is where you do all your paragraphs, all your, I guess, images and stuff to, I guess, let it know that this is going to be on the front page of the screen so you can see it.
Why don't we show them, let's put that same title we put in there, but this time let's use, we're doing this off the cuff too, yeah. So act like we don't know what we're doing. We're trying to think what simple thing we could put in here, because we would actually have this scripted and go through, and it would be much more precise.
Yeah.
But maybe we should just put that same title so it would show up at the top of the web page itself. So what did you put in front of the title? What's in that tag?
What is that, Michael?
That is the head one.
The head one?
It's the first head.
The first head. It also makes it like a bigger. It makes it
I
a bigger
believe one of the
font.
smallest.
Changes the size of the font.
Oh,
of
that's the
the
smaller the
largest.
number, the bigger the font.
So let's go ahead and make it. Or I am the wrong tag.
Yeah, Michael here in a long time. Here
I
Can't
see
get
the
good
screen.
help.
I can't see the screen.
That makes you
So-
want to mistype the title. Okay. All right, so now we did the H1. That makes the letters a lot bigger, right? Doesn't that also
Yeah.
change the font size?
Yeah, that'll make it bigger, and we can use like H1, H2, H3, and go up to a certain point where you can actually change the size of the letters, and H1 being the largest that we've got available. And notice how he un-H1 the end of it. What would probably be a good idea for a tag to put in at this point so that we would get a little spacing when we go to the next line?
Well, they have a tag called a space. I think it's yeah, just like that. Be a backslash.
Yeah,
There you
try
go.
to.
That'd put space on it.
And what would be another way, like if we wanted to go to the next line, what would be a tag we might use if we just wanted to go to the next line to type our stuff in? Like a paragraph.
Oh, a paragraph
Michael
one,
just
yeah.
typed it in, yeah.
Okay, my bad.
So-
I think you're right.
There are many ways to do the same type of thing, and that's one of the things you're going to learn in this course, that there's more than one way to create spacing or to center things or change the color. There's more than one way to do it. So we're going to be learning lots of ways to do things as we go through the course. And right now we're ready to just type something in. So Michael, since you're over there being real quiet, type something in and just give us an example of a short paragraph that you might want to say
A sentence
something.
or a sentence and a half.
Yeah. Say something to us.
Welcome to Dr. Bahanic's first video tutorial. That is correct. Me and Michael's already done one or two before, so had a little practice with it. We wrote the scripts and stuff. But you want to go ahead and Ms. Bahani, you want to show them how to do the center thing too while we're here?
We might as well. What do you think the simplest center command would be?
The less than, center, greater than sign,
Yeah.
end it, and then you just end the same thing, and it centers the whole entire. Instead of using a line and all that stuff, it's a little more complicated.
Yeah. So
Should we align? So we center this one or the next paragraph?
Just do a next paragraph. So
Yeah.
it shows them that how it moves over and what it looks like. You see, he puts the center, and then he does the paragraph, and he's going to end the center at the end of the paragraph. So just make a paragraph, Mike. It doesn't matter. You can just put a combination of letters. I don't care. Perfect.
Now, here's something I noticed there. You've got an unparagraph. Is it necessary to do an unparagraph? Actually, I usually just put new paragraph in. I hardly ever end paragraph because I get sloppy with my HTML code. But later on in the course, when we do HTML, you're going to find out that you can't get away with little things like that. You have to start and stop things, and there's lots of little.
That's what I was going to say. XHTML comes into play there.
Yeah.
You have to end every single thing that you do.
Yeah. So
And then regular HTML, you don't have to have. You can have either lowercase or uppercase
Yeah.
tags.
that's
Yeah.
true.
XHTML has to be lowercase.
Everything has to be lowercase.
I like to do my tags in uppercase, but now that, when I'm doing HTML, but now that causes a problem because you've either got to hold the doggone shift key down a lot or you've got to switch it to caps lock. And so most people prefer just using the lowercase tags, but later on we get to the XHTML, we're going to have to be a little more specific about that. But yeah, but of course we do want to do the uncenter because otherwise it's just going to keep centering. So yeah, you can get away with not doing the unp, but it's probably a good idea to put the unparagraph in there that when you start something to end it.
Yeah, it's just a good rule to end everything that you started because
Yeah.
then it keeps everything nice and neat. It knows exactly where it starts and exactly where it ends.
Here's another thing that I'll just mention right now. suppose you did all in one line, you did a paragraph, then a center, and let's say an H1. When you get done, you should undo those in the order that you did them. And for example, since the last thing you did was an H1, you would do an un-H1, and then you would do an uncenter, and then an un-P. You want it to go backwards and close those things out. Not,
Should we show that with using bold italics?
Yeah, so
yeah,
the
show-
italics thing. Let's do
Michael's
like
going to
this
show you an
example too.
example.
You see how he starts with paragraph, and then he goes to, let's say, bold, and then he'll do his little sentence here, or yeah, he'll do his little sentence, and then he has to do bold again, to begin with, and then paragraph. They have to end within each other.
Yeah.
If you mix them after you put P first, it won't work. You can do the same thing with italics. So they do have like a little, I guess, I don't know, sequence to them. They have to have a certain kind of sequence to them.
Now should we show the one where we do bold and italics?
Sure, go ahead.
Okay.
And this way, it's the same way, except for this time you have three, and so whatever the inside one is the one you start on the next time. So you start with I, B, and then P. And that's how it goes.
Well, we could go on with this, and as I said, this is a very unscripted, just an example. We're trying to show you that we are capable of doing a little video, showing you a little bit about what we plan to have in our course, where we actually will verbally explain what to do, and we'll actually have it keyed in. One of our goals is to make this compliant for someone who is visually impaired and or someone who is hearing impaired, although I would hate to be visually impaired and hearing impaired and have to take this course myself. But our goal is to try to make this as accessible as we can to everyone. Now, the next thing we would like to do is we would like to go to lunch. So, Michael, how would we end all this? What would we have to get rid of here?
Oh
You
yeah,
have
like
to end the body in the HTML.
Yeah, so you notice that he did the unbody and the un-HTML. And anything that is typed in after that is probably not going to show up because you said, I'm done with HTML, and if this is being run by a computer, it takes you literally at your word. If you're done with HTML, so it's not going to treat anything as HTML after that. Can we go to lunch now?
I think you might want to show them how to save it.
Oh, we got to save this?
Yeah, you got to save it.
This is why I pay them the big bucks, is so they keep me straight on this. Yeah, we have to save this because we're going to load it to YouTube, aren't we?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So I guess we better save this and then...
Make sure that you save it as .html. If it's not saved as .html, it won't work.
Yeah.
It has to be saved as .html. And then Michael probably going to let us preview it. And there it is. And as you can see, there's our big H1 paragraph at the top, and then there's the one that's centered. There's the bold, the italic, and then the bold and the italics. And that just lets you know that we can actually do what we're teaching.
That is.
I always thought it wouldn't work. That'd be hilarious if it didn't work.